I'm Eric. I'm from Shanghai. I work as a software engineer. And that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
For new listeners, this podcast, Changing Scripts podcast, is an extension of the Changing Scripts YouTube channel, where I awkwardly document my very slow process in learning to read simplified Mandarin Chinese. What I've noticed over the past year and a half is that people like to talk about languages and like to compare the English language, Chinese language, and other languages in between. And I'm excited to have Eric here today because he's coming from the Chinese language into other languages. So I think he'll give us an interesting perspective on those things. Let's dive in. Okay, I need you to dig way back to your childhood when you first learned Chinese, in or out of school. Is there anything that sticks out to you about how you learn the language?
Actually, I remember a lot of kids start to learn Chinese before the elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
We will learn to write the simple characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we enter the elementary school, at least we need to know how to write our names.
How did you go about learning those? Who taught you? How did you practice? What is that process?
Oh, my parents.
Yeah.
Probably. And
Eric's drink just arrived and it looks amazing. What is that?
latte.
Wow. Okay. Do you remember learning the characters being like an enjoyable part of your childhood or a painful part or somewhere in between?
I think in the beginning it was very painful.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because in the beginning, you don't know many characters.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot see the patterns, the connection between different characters.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to memorize every character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the writing part, I need to practice a lot. It's not like the English language, like 26 alphabet. And you remember the order of the combination of the alphabet. But
Mm-hmm.
the Chinese language, the writing system is quite different.
It is quite different.
Yes.
How did you practice them? Like I've heard some second language learners say, some people coming into the Chinese language say
Yes.
that they sit down and write each character 100 times.
Yes, we did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And how bad did your hand hurt after that?
Oh, yeah. I still remember, like, in the weekend, my father will ask me to sit down, like, write Chinese characters for, like, 1 hour, 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, every character you repeat 10 times,
Right.
20 times. It's not only you need to be correct, it also need to be, like beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think that is the best way to learn the characters?
I mean, until today, I still think to write the Chinese character is a very important way to learn this language, because I see a lot of foreigners, they focus on the speaking part.
Mm-hmm.
They probably try to recognize the character, but they don't do the writing a lot.
Right. And what have you heard, like when you're talking to them, what seems to be missing from their language that you go, oh, if you wrote the characters, that would be better?
There are a lot of characters consist of small parts.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a lot of the small parts were used a lot, very often.
Yes.
So it's also like a game. You combine different small parts to make a character.
Yeah.
But you need to, if you just read it, like I try to recognize it, you probably will miss this part.
Mm-hmm.
Only when you really write it on the paper, you feel the sketches.
Are you the small parts you're talking about? Are you talking about the radical?
It's like a radical,
Okay.
yes.
And I thought when I first started looking at the language last year, I did a couple of things. One is I spent a few months just on the radicals. I thought, there's only 214 of them. This shouldn't be that hard.
214. Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you. There's
Okay.
214 because I spent a lot of time on them. And it seemed like with only 214 of them, that should be, once you learn those, the rest should be easy. And that's not true because they change as you put them into characters.
Yes.
They can change shape.
Yes.
They can change sound.
Yes.
And so I thought, I've got them now. I'm 214 on the set. And then I started to build up to characters and then to words. And then my confidence went down again. And now it's back up. It keeps going back.
Yes.
But I think I agree with you on writing them being really key because I just grabbed my phone because I used to use this app. I did way too many videos on this on the YouTube channel where you could practice tracing the characters as they're falling down. It's this kind of game. You can see it here. Like you click on it here. And I'll put the link, listeners, I'll put the link in the show notes so you guys can see it. And it turns into a game. You have to trace it correctly and then you get points. And I did this for a while. And it was interesting to get the muscle memory. But because I was tracing, not writing on a blank page,
I think the experience is similar.
It's similar, but I think it's even more effective if you have to write it on its own.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as much as I love apps, I went from everything digital to paper.
Yes.
To going back to that original method that children use.
Yeah.
What about speaking? I know people coming into the Chinese language as adults have problems with the tones.
Yeah.
Is that taught?
Oh, my experience is kind of different because when I was a child, I lived in a small town in another province out of Shanghai. Yeah. So in that place, we have different accents. Yeah. Also, in my family, my father will speak Shanghaiese to me. This is a dialect. My mother and the other, like my grandparents, my mother's side grandparents, they will speak Mandarin for me. So you can see different dialects, different accents. So as a child, I need to make the connection between these. So I'm glad that we have Mandarin as a standard language, standard accent, and use it as a baseline. I can notice like the changes of the tone in different dialect, in different accent. So it helps me to adapt to it.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Eric. Can you think of some examples of how the tones would sound very different coming from the dialect that you grew up with to Shanghai? Well, Shanghaiese isn't even the same words, is it?
But sometimes we'll, in some dialect, we probably use some kind of ancient words, but not used in Mandarin. Yes.
Can you think of an example where you can show our listeners the difference in sounds between a few of those dialects? I'll give you an American example for English. Yeah. Sorry, Bostonians, but there's a very strong accent in Boston and Massachusetts in the U.S.
Oh, Manchester by the Sea.
Exactly. And so a lot of people like say the sentence, I park the car and the something, yeah. Like it's very, very far back in the throat and it's very, rah, rah, rah. Whereas it like a Californian supposedly has a very flat accent. And so they would say, I parked the car in the something yard. I can't remember the full sentence, but it's very, very, very flat. It's very in the front of the mouth. And those are just two examples. There's a lot more. And again, sorry, Bostonians, I'm not from Boston. So I probably even did the strong accent wrong, but there is a distinct difference between those two.
Can you give me some like some words or examples you want to know, like in Chinese, in Mandarin, how do I say this? I probably didn't say.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, for example, when you get in the taxi, and what does the taxi driver say? Like in Shanghai, what do they say?
侬好.
Huh? Really?
你好, right?
Oh, after that.
After,
your taxi driver say hello? I never say hello. I want new taxi drivers. I'm done.
Oh, some of us are still polite. Okay.
I think they're very in a hurry. I don't think they're rude. They're just in a hurry.
Yeah.
So after hello, what do they say?
No, I have no idea. What do you mean?
When they're asking you where you're going.
You mean Mandarin or?
Yeah.
你去哪里?
Okay. Now, in your hometown, how would they say that?
No, I don't. Yeah, in Shanghaiese, we say 侬去哪里的?
Wow. Okay, that does sound different.
Yeah, very different.
Okay, so that's from Putonghua to Shanghaiese. And your hometown dialect, is it the same as Putonghua or is it different?
No, I mean, for me, hometown is...
It's Shanghai now. Okay.
So,
when did you leave where you were born?
13.
13. Ah, I gotcha.
But yeah, but I don't live there from 6 to 13.
Oh, so it's really short time.
I'm not sure, like 6-7 years.
I'm old. 6 years feels very quick.
Like 100 years, not long ago.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that's very different from, sorry, listeners, Putonghua is standard Mandarin Chinese, and I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. How do you say Putonghua in Chinese?
普通话.
That's it. That's how you actually say it. And so if I reference that, that's
I think this is a very good example. For example, 普通话. In Shanghainese, we say 普通业务.
Oh, okay.
So the word, the 话, the language, actually, in Mandarin is one character.
Right.
But in Shanghainese is another word. 业务 is a two characters.
Yeah.
But the 普通 part is similar, but just sounds a little bit different.
Gotcha. Do you think someone who learns Mandarin? Wow. Do you think someone who learns standard Mandarin Chinese can switch over to Shanghaiese pretty quickly?
No.
Really?
Not a chance.
Why?
Like we discussed, the pronunciation is quite different.
Yeah.
And also, we use a lot of different vocabularies.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. But Shanghaiese uses the same characters, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same writing system.
Same writing system, but possibly different words and
yes.
Different words, different characters.
I think it also happens to many other dialects.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Wow. Okay, so your first language learning experience. What about when you went into school?
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything, I think I mentioned in our pre-interview chats, for me, because I heard mostly Italian at home, despite not actually remembering ever using it, when I went to school and I started to see, they had those cheesy posters with the different vowel sounds, the different consonant sounds, and we played games with the sounds, and some of the sounds didn't sound like what they sounded like at home. And so I was like, what? What's that? And so I had to kind of learn that sound. Did you have any experiences?
Yeah, we have some exceptions. For example, in Mandarin, the wind, generally we will pronounce like a 风. But in Pinyin, it's like 风. So,
is it F-U or F-E?
F-E-N-G.
Okay.
I think there's a G.
Okay. It could be another sound.
But I mean, in daily life, people pronounce it like a F-O-N-G. 风.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not many examples like this.
Yeah.
But this one is kind of exception.
People tend to, even at an early age, seem to gravitate towards one part of a language being easier and another part being harder. For example, some people find that speaking, even as a child, they just kind of just talk all the time and it's super easy for them. Some people find that writing is an easier way for them to express themselves, or some people think just reading as a way to find out about the world. Where did you find yourself?
I mean, for English, it's kind of different. Of course, people learn how to speak first. But if you can speak English, there's a good chance you know how to, at least how to write in a certain way. I mean, you probably have a lot of misspelling.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of loan words from other countries.
Yes.
From other languages, yeah.
So the pattern, the rules is kind of a lot of exception. But for example, when I heard a boy, you figure it out like B-O-Y, or maybe you spell it like a B-O-I.
Yes.
But when you read it, you see B-O-Y, you say, oh boy, this is a boy, right? But Chinese language is very different. Sometimes, I think the speaking part and the writing part is two different system.
People keep saying this.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think most people, native or non-native speakers and users of Chinese, struggle with the writing part?
Yes, definitely. I mean, even for us, as Chinese, I think the definition for us, the illiterate, that you can speak quite well.
Right.
You can use a lot of advanced words, but you probably cannot read at all. You have no idea when you see a Chinese characters.
Yeah. Well, I struggle with this. As someone coming into the language, I feel like it's none of my business whether the Hanzi characters stay or go. There's always debate, right? Oh, should they switch over to just pinyin or not? Or, And I'm like, this isn't my fight. I appreciate how they look. I think it's an interesting puzzle sometimes. And other times I want to absolutely just scream. But when in school, did you guys learn why? I know the characters have changed over time, but did you learn why this kind of system developed in the first place?
Oh,
that's a big question, right?
Yeah, I mean, I of course I learned it, but it's just quite hard to explain it in English.
Yeah.
I remember in the beginning, there are a lot of we discovered a lot of ancient characters on the what's that oracle bone. People use it to record the fortune telling.
Yeah.
So maybe they use certain kind of pattern to record the things in nature. For example, the sun, the moon, the water, the person, the bird, all kind of stuff.
And some of those the words that you just said, some of those characters really, really look like what they represent.
Yes, in the beginning.
They're more pictographs,
Yes. It's like, the Rosetta Stone, the Egyptian characters. Probably very similar idea of it. Yeah.
So do you think the written language is meant to be a puzzle?
No, it's not a puzzle in the beginning. I think it was very clear. It's like, I mean, nowadays, even the Chinese characters are very square, right? It's not like well-rounded and stuff. But in certain kind of writing scripts, you still can see the connection between the character and the things they describe.
Yes.
Like a sun, like a moon. Or person, like a working person, if you can show the picture to our listener.
If you're enjoying this conversation about the Chinese language and would like to participate, if you're studying in the Chinese language, or if you come from the Chinese language and have learned other languages, either perspective is both perspectives are greatly appreciated on this channel. Let's have a conversation. Let's tape that sucker and let's get it into this podcast. Contact me. I've got something to tell you. Are you ready?
I've got a special tip today for the Americans out there thinking, planning, actually in the process of moving abroad. Can I just tell you how much stress I have alleviated by using a product called traveling mailboxes. Oh my gosh, the snafu that we got into at one point when we got audited by the IRS. If it wasn't for traveling mailbox, it would still be an ongoing issue. What they do is they give you an address in the US and you have all of your, whatever's left of your paperness going there. And trust me, you think you're all digital? There's some stuff that isn't. And I am reminded of this every time I get an email from them. So what happens is they give you the address, all your mail goes there, they open it and scan it and email it to you. And then you can decide if you want it forwarded, if you want it deleted, or what have you. I've even had a couple of checks come through there and they forward it to me overseas. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this service, and it has really, really saved me time and time again. So I've got a link for you in the show notes so you can sign up with the service. And I am happy to share the information about them because this is a really useful tool. Enjoy.
And let's etch out the details on how to get you and your valuable language learning experience onto this podcast. All of my information is in the show notes. Also, all over social media except Facebook, I am Steph Fuccio, STEPHFUCCIO. That includes Gmail for my email, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and LinkedIn. So I look forward to hearing from you.
In the word for sleep, 睡觉.
睡着.
睡觉. For me, that has a pillow in it. The bottom left part looks like a pillow that you sleep on. So when it isn't obvious what the meaning is from the look of it, my brain starts to play with it and create one. I don't know if that's the intended appearance, but
Yes.
but it does it anyway. So.
I think it's a very good imagination. I mean,
good or bad, it's what it is. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, do you see this looks like the second, not the
this radical is a mu, means the eye.
Oh, see, that's the thing that looks like a pillow to me.
Oh, this is,
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah. Because even this kind of looks like a bed. If listeners, if you're looking at 睡觉, wait, let me get the right sound here. So what am I doing? Actually, Eric, you probably say it better than this recording.
睡觉.
Yeah.
Sleep.
So if you're looking at it, there's the first character and the second character. If you look at the first one, the right-hand side, the middle part, Eric's saying that is the radical for I, or the character?
The left part.
Oh, the left part is for I.
Right.
Oh, okay. So you're watching yourself sleep on the pillow on the bed, and what's the second one? And this one's kind of like the dreams. If you look at the second character, it's a person. It's not Ren, I know that, but it looks kind of like Ren. And then he's enclosed in his dreams, and all the dreams are leaving at the top of his head. This is the crazy stuff my brain does.
I don't really mind. I mean, as long as it can help you.
Yeah. But anyway, but that's I.
You know, okay, I have my notes here.
Oh, let me stop.
Like foreigners, they give us their imagination about the character.
Yeah.
A lot of actually are very creative.
Sure.
I like that.
But if there's something that's already in there that connects to other things that'll help me with those meetings,
yes, sure.
I think I need. Yeah, I want to go back to that because it is, they call it the decomposition part of learning it, is when you take it apart into little bits and then learn what those bits are.
Yes.
And that part was really fun for me. Then I started to go too fast and then I lost it. But just interesting that I is in sleep because you're like rapid eye movement and
yes.
Yeah.
The right part of the character Shui actually is also a character.
This one?
No, this.
Oh, yeah.
Right part is Chui.
Yeah.
How do I put this in English? It's like a drop down.
Oh.
Which means sleep is like your eye.
Right. The eyelids come down and you go to sleep. How do you spell Chui?
Yeah,
See?
Chui. CH.
Yes. Sorry.
UI.
You're fine.
Well, okay, what's the English?
No, it's not picking it up. CHU. That's really cool. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in that character that I haven't even picked up yet. Okay, I have to send a message to myself to remember to start decompose again, because that's just so
this
cool.
one, shui, hand down, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh.
when you combine these two parts,
Yeah.
it makes sense, right? Everything just
It basically
explains
tells you
itself.
itself what it is. Yeah. One of the biggest challenges for me at the beginning, though, was seeing how that's what that character is when it's by itself, but then it changes sound when it goes into a word.
Yeah, it changed a little bit. For example, okay, so let me start from the beginning. Okay, I actually did some homework. We have Chinese character classification.
Yes.
So
by radical or no?
No, just characters.
Okay.
So we have some kind of called pictograms. In Chinese is 象形. Like we mean form imitation. We discussed in the beginning, for example, the sun, the moon, right?
Yeah.
So this are very like those simple characters from the oracle bone.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we also have a kind of, it's called indicative or so-called simple ideograms. It become a little bit abstracter.
Yes.
For example, 1, 2, 3. You know how to write it.
Yeah.
Just horizontal scratches.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Roman numbers, but Roman numbers, they are
just different orientation.
Different orientation. Yeah, vertical, horizontal. But it's not like it's not a picograms form imitation, but it's like you still can tell. Right. Okay. Then we will combine this kind of a simple characters into a so-called ideographic. It's in Chinese it's called 会意. It means to join the meaning. Like 水.
Yeah.
Exactly this one.
Yeah,
Two part.
Yeah.
We still have another kind. It's called a significant phonetic. So maybe tray is belong to this part.
Sound component.
Sound.
Yes.
So that's.
Can I tell you how little people teach sound components? I keep interviewing people who are at a fairly high level of the Chinese language, and I ask them about sound components because I found out about them. I have a giant list of them, but I don't feel like I can quite identify them yet because I'm still learning a lot.
Yes.
So I'm asking these high-level users of the Chinese language, and they have not been exposed to them yet.
Yeah, because this part, significant phonetic, it's probably I mean, the count of this kind of characters, probably like 90%.
Right? That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, when you're talking about being able to look at a Hanzi character and be able to say it using the sound component, 80 to 90% of them, that's huge.
And there's a very great chance the sound part doesn't change. Like 50% the correct.
Yeah.
And also a small part, the tone change. Yeah. But the sound itself doesn't change.
So why do you think, have you met many foreigners who know about these sound components? I know this is not a normal conversation that you have with people. Hey, by the way, did you know this happens?
Oh, you're probably the first one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I didn't do a podcast interview with them, so I have no idea.
True. But do you think most Chinese people know about the sound components?
We learned this in school.
Okay.
Maybe different people, we have different focus. Sometimes some people just let it pass. But I think we have the basic idea here.
Okay. So if you can use the sound components to pronounce 80 or 90% of the words, why is it so hard to read them Why is it still so hard for native Chinese speakers to read something they're seeing for the first time?
For example, when you see one of these characters, you can read just, for the pronunciation, you can read the side, the so-called, you just read the left part or right part of it.
Yeah.
But like I said, only 50%. The pronunciation doesn't change.
Okay.
So which means it's like 50-50 chance.
Oh, okay.
You will make a mistake.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good mistake because when I was a child, I mean, that's the way I explore the unknown characters.
Well, 50% is much better than 0.
And also, despite the pronunciation part, the meaning part, there's a good chance you can give a guess, right?
Yeah.
So, you made a mistake and then you will correct it.
Sure.
That's how you make progress.
Sure. Okay, I have about 300 words under my belt, so my examples are very simple. But here's one of them. This one.
Yuan.
Right.
Yes.
No.
Oh, I can give you another sample.
Yeah. Everybody uses ma. Let's use a different one. There's a million different explanations of
it. Think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that one?
Can you get?
Well, I'm playing with this theory with Juan because there's a Juan.
Okay.
Juan.
The upper part is xiang.
Okay.
So you can xiang, just the difference of the tone.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when you see the upper part, you can read, followed by the pronunciation of xiang.
Are you saying Xiang, that xiang?
Xin, this one.
Yeah.
Xiang.
Yeah.
Right?
Like to want or to
want.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the upper part, they decide its pronunciation.
Right. Wait, what? That's a really, really common word. I'm glad you're picking that one. Okay. What do you mean the upper part? It's third tone, isn't it?
Yeah. Different tone, but the pinyin is the same, right?
Right.
Maybe in some kind of dialect, they are the same.
Oh, you're saying Wang to Shang? No,
xiang.
to Shang. Okay.
So this is the so-called phonetic part.
So what part of that word is the sound component? Because you've got 1, 2, 3 components in there, right?
Sorry?
So you've got 1, 2, 3 components in this character.
Okay, so
which part?
Here you don't need to divide this into 2. You just use the entire one, like xiang. This. It means appearance.
Okay.
Okay. Here is the heart.
So the bottom part is the sound.
No, the upper part is the sound.
Oh, the upper part is the sound. The bottom part is the meaning.
Is the meaning.
Ah, okay.
But actually, the upper part is also hopes.
But the main meaning is in the bottom.
Yeah, it's about the heart.
Yeah.
When you say to think, it's now we know it's about the brain, but before we.
Oh yeah, and a lot of words with emotions have that symbol in them, that radical.
Okay.
In them. Yeah.
So what's the meaning of the upper part? xiang means appearance. For example, if you think about someone, maybe the first things to your mind is their appearance.
Okay.
So totally makes sense.
Yeah. Huh. 1, 2, 3. That's not day. I forget what the.
But you're right, it's 3 part.
Yeah.
If you want to analyze this character, like Xiang, what's the appearance of? Maybe you can go deeper to, but I guess we should stop.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we need to get on to your other languages, but it's just so interesting. But one more thing, if I want to go back to Juan, because there's in HSK 1 and 2, there's 2 different Juans with 2 different. There's one, and my tones are completely off, but there's one that means to play, and there's one that means to finish.
Yes.
And those are two different tones, right? So the play one, how do you actually say that one?
Wan.
Wan. Okay. And then the Finnish one?
Same. Wan.
Wan. And then there's Yuan that has a similar look.
Y.
Yeah.
U.
Which unfortunately has so many. Aha. Here we go. This one here.
Yes.
Yuan. Yuan. Oh my God.
Far.
Yeah. But if you say, because the appearance is similar, right?
And they share the same radical.
Right. Yeah, they do. And the sound is just a little bit different.
Yes. Maybe in Asian Chinese, the sound
that's what I'm thinking, is that because the look of it, the Hanzi character is the same.
Yeah.
And the sound is just a tiny bit off.
Yes.
Like hong and rong.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember how to write any of those. But there are a few where the sound, even like the first sound is different.
Yes.
But the rest of the sound is the same. And the character itself is the same.
You mean the initial and the final?
Yes, the initial is different, but the final is the same, and the characters are the same. And I feel like that must be some sort of historical shift.
Yeah, there's the variation of the pronunciation.
Yeah.
My guess is, when we standardize the pronunciation of the Mandarin, it's based on the dialect around Beijing, right?
Yeah.
But I think in this process, they still use the. Even the pronunciation of the Beijing dialect, because Beijing is a place like the people all around China, they go to there, so they probably contribute their accent, their pronunciation, different. So you can see. Maybe that's the reason why.
So I'm wondering if in school they use this to help teach things that have the same character, and as an adult coming into the Chinese language, if we can just say things really fast so nobody can hear the first sound, but maybe they'll figure out what we're saying. I don't know. I'm thinking because the sounds are so similar.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I feel like this coincidence, which probably isn't a coincidence, could be used to be able to use more of the language quicker.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how.
Sometimes when you meet someone who speaks a dialect you are not familiar with,
yeah.
That experience actually is similar to what you said.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's true in English as well.
Yeah.
So let's use that as our bridge over into your other languages. So what other languages did you learn as an adult, teenager or adult?
Oh, English, of course. But I started to learn English from junior high school. It's been a while.
Okay.
So I learned a little bit Japanese. I don't really speak it very well. Recent years, I'm still learning French.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay. So when you first learned English, can you describe how that was taught? Well, first, how was it taught?
Oh, it was taught in a very traditional way.
A lot of our listeners are outside of China, so can you describe what that traditional context would be?
What is traditional like? This traditional classroom, teacher speaks a lot. Students will just listen. We read, we write, but we don't. We didn't have many chances to speak it as a actually daily use language.
Okay. Did they, or how many students were in the class?
Generally, it was like 30, 40 students.
Substantial amount of students. Okay.
Yes.
How long were the classes?
It lasts 45 minutes.
And how many times a week?
Sorry?
Was it once a week, twice a week?
Oh, no. in junior high school, actually, English is a very important subject. Although back to that time, we didn't have an idea what can we use it.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we have like at least four classes. I mean, like 45 minutes.
Wow, a week. 4 times a week.
Yes.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, okay. If you remember back to how old were you then? 12, 13, 14 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. How did your 13-year-old self, how did you like those classes? You can be honest. And let's give credit to teachers. They have a lot of things that they have to work with. There's many students in the classroom. The textbooks are often kind of awkward. Let's be honest. Everywhere, language course books are very weird. There's a lot of pressure from the schools to do certain things. And then they have a lot of classes, a lot of grading. So there's a lot of things that the teacher's under pressure. So we're not here to criticize and say teachers suck. We're here to kind of deconstruct the experience so we can figure out the best language learning methods available to people. Okay. So,
so I'm going to say the bad word. Okay. So that time it was before, the reform and the open policy.
Okay.
So, and also I mentioned I live in a small town.
Okay.
It was hard for both of us. I mean, teacher and students.
Sure.
I remember my teacher told me how he learned English because back to that time, most of the case we only have books.
Right.
Not even tapes.
Right.
No, without tape.
Yep.
So he needed to listen to the radio. The Chinese Central Radio station, something.
Right.
Like every day, maybe not every day, like only half hour, you need to wait in front of the radio to listen. They broadcast the English programs, and if you meet some word you don't know, you need to remember the pronunciation and maybe go to a far place to ask someone who is better English speaker. So that was hard for my English teacher.
That's incredibly hard.
Yes.
I think sometimes we forget how many tools we have.
Yes.
Because right now I'm thinking, well, why didn't he just record it and play it over and over again? Because they didn't have that technology then. Yeah.
Especially in Shanghai, you walk on the street and that's a great chance. Like in half hour, you meet several foreigners who speak English. So you can communicate. Yeah. And in a lot of school, even elementary school, students, they have foreign teachers.
Sure. Sure. Wow. I'm impressed that your teacher learned English that way. That's a really difficult way to learn the language. So at that time, as a young teenage boy sitting in a language classroom, did you look forward to the classes? Did you
not at all?
Why? What was missing?
I was terrible. I mean, my score of the exam was always quite terrible because, like I said, I don't know what can I use.
Right. Okay, so it was like, why am I taking this class?
Yes.
Okay. What could have, and this is a big hypothetical question, what could have been different to keep your attention, to have kept your attention on?
Maybe reading. As I said, back to that time, like we didn't have many resources. Yeah. So even books, I mean, I had a lot of books, but those books are in Chinese. So I can learn things from books. This is my hobby. So if back to that time, we have different kind of books in different kind of language. Probably I can find my interest in these kind of things.
Do you think those kinds of reading resources exist now for teenagers learning English?
Yes, of course. Now, our problem is we have too many resources.
I could not agree more. Yeah.
So we have certain kind of anxiety when we choose what kind of resource we should use.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many of them are static versions or just replications of the course books that didn't work in digital form.
Yeah.
And I feel like there needs to be an approval process. And I feel like those need to not get approved. Because the traditional course books in many languages are very similar.
Okay.
You know, they have the vocabulary, then they have the grammar section, and then they have the exercises.
Yeah.
And they existed for a long time because that was the best we could do. But now we have so many other ways to teach languages. But people are still taking those things and putting them onto mobile phones and onto websites. And
But yeah, I probably have a different opinion.
Okay.
I still think, traditional classroom way is a kind of good way. Because nowadays, people are fond of, simple way. Like teach you something in a month, in 21 days.
No, that's just
This kind of...
so few people, if any, can learn that. Yeah.
But I understand that there's a difference between adults and young students because we have different amount of time we can spend on
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually read some studies where people show that adults actually learn languages faster, but because of that time constraint, it doesn't feel like it because we don't have 24 hours a day to absorb the language for 2 or 3 years before we start using it.
Yeah, maybe we are more efficient.
Exactly. We've learned how to learn other things.
Yes.
And we don't have to, our brain doesn't have to grow up as we're learning the language. We're already adults. So we can focus on doing that tasks.
And also, when we learn our first language, I think we learn a lot of abandoned things.
What do you mean?
Some kind of things is not very useful. I mean, useful in your life, but it's still good to know because it's your first language. This kind of stuff.
Sure.
But when we learn our second or third language, we have a very clear target. Sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I think we know what we want to do. Well, I think a lot of adult language learners know what they want to do with the languages. Yes. So let's go back to, you said English and Japanese and French. So English was something you had to learn for school.
Yes.
Was Japanese also a school subject?
No. Because...
So why did you want to learn Japanese?
Japanese culture actually is very popular in China. I guess it's the same in Western countries. For example, the video games, the cartoon.
Yep.
So, yeah. As a child, I liked that.
Okay.
So,
when did you start to learn Japanese?
After I graduated from university.
So 21, 22?
Yes.
Okay.
But I learned it as a hobby.
Okay. Did you learn it, did you self-study or did you go to a class?
Yeah, I went to a class. Because I mean, back to that part, I didn't think learn by myself is a good choice.
It's hard. I don't recommend it to anybody at all, ever. I don't recommend classes and I don't recommend self-study. Something in between.
Yeah, I think I need to reach a certain level, like up past the beginning phase. And then I can, after I have basic knowledge of language or basic knowledge of anything, then I can learn by myself.
Yeah, yeah. So what was that classroom like?
Similar traditional way.
Still 30 or 40 students in a class?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Was the teacher Japanese or were they non-native
Chinese.
Chinese?
Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a few years after you were learning English. Were the books any better? Was there more listening available? What?
Yes, we had more resources for Japanese learning. And that time we already have, we already had internet. So.
Oh, you lucky duck. That kicked in for me as I was graduating college.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine how much time I would have spent in my room as a teenager if the internet was in existence. Oh my God. Because I, like you, am a reader. And
yes.
I spent so much time indoors reading as a child and as a teenager. And if the internet existed, oh my God, that's like books times a million, right? There's so much content. How long did you study? Are you still studying? Are you using language?
I mean, after a while, the company I work, we had Japanese customers, so it kind of become for the work.
Okay.
So, yeah, things change.
So you're still using it in that?
Yeah, back to that time.
Okay.
So the company will give us training about.
Oh.
Because we had an interpreter. They would give us classes.
Okay. Describe those classes, please.
We definitely spoke this language more because we need to use this to do the actual communication with the real Japanese people. So things change.
Was that a more enjoyable experience at all than the traditional classroom?
Not really, but it's not because the learning part.
Sure.
It's because the Japanese part. Because
we can edit
Japanese people, they are kind of conservative.
Right.
People.
Yes.
They are not very talkative.
That's very true.
And also, like in formal conversation, you need to be very careful about the word you choose. So, yeah, it was not very joyful for me.
Side note, when I was teaching in Japan, oh boy, the first time was the most difficult because the time difference from when I would ask a question to when they would answer.
Yes.
Like that space, that quiet space. And I learned this later, for Americans, it's maybe 5 to 10 seconds. And then we're very uncomfortable and we start to kind of blabber and say anything. For Japanese people, I believe it's 20 to 30 seconds. And I didn't know this. And I'm asking questions and they're just staring at me. Very sweet, well-meaning, very motivated students. And they're staring at me. And then after 20 seconds, I'm like,
you panic.
And I ended up speaking way too much because I didn't realize they just were used to having more of that silent time.
Well, Chinese also do that, but I mean, Japanese
do it a lot more. A lot more. Yeah, and I think they're more uncomfortable making mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because one of the scripts in Japanese, Japan, the Japanese language has, is it 3 or 4 scripts?
So it was 3?
3 scripts. Yeah. One of them, the kanji. That's the one that has Chinese characters, right? Correct. Did that help you learn a language faster?
It helped me in the beginning because you feel kind of comfortable. Like you can you can already see something
right?
But actually, there are a lot of I think we call it false friends.
Yep. Yeah.
So after a while, it's not gonna help you.
Okay. Yeah. But is there any No, because it's very different sounds, aren't if they very different sounds in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing the characters, the sound, were there any instances where the sounds in Chinese were the same as the sound for the same character?
They have different kind of two kind of reading sparing method. One is onyomi. Yeah, it means the pronunciation is similar to Chinese.
Okay.
So that holds.
Okay.
But they have another kind, the kunyomi.
Okay.
Probably they borrowed the Chinese character, but they still read it in a Japanese way.
Right.
So
Right.
that part wonderful. And also the how do I say it? You need to put a lot of effort on how to differentiate
Sure.
the difference between
Sure.
onyomi and kunyomi.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if this sounds like an advantage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I love? Dear listeners, if anybody has studied Italian, Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese, please contact me. Because a lot of what you're describing sounds like similar challenges that I've heard people who've learned Italian and Spanish.
Yes.
When there's so much overlap that you think you know how to say something, but it's very different.
Yes.
So it sounds like similar problems. But I don't know, because I don't know any of those four languages very well.
But I think it's also the funny part, right?
What's that?
I mean,
Oh, did you make any mistakes in Japanese that were funny? Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember my mistakes, but we have a lot of very classic jokes about. For example, in Japanese, letter is tengami, consists of two kanji, two Chinese character. One the hand, second is the paper. So letter is hand paper.
Okay.
But for Chinese, it could mean toilet paper. So, yeah. We have a joke, like a Japanese young man met a Chinese girl. So he doesn't speak Chinese, she doesn't speak Japanese. So this young man tried to write some kanji Chinese character to communicate. He said, I will send you the Chenami, I will send you the letter. So you can imagine how confused this girl.
Oh my God.
It's like, we're poor, we don't have toilet paper,
Right.
you send to me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to think of a clean version in English, because I'm having a lot of examples come into my head.
Okay.
But so many of them are slightly inappropriate. But just going from British English to American English. Okay, I think this one is fairly okay. But pants.
Pants, yeah.
Okay, do you know this one? Yeah, pants in British English is underwear.
Underwear.
And in American English, it's just sort of like trousers, like business pants. Yeah, so the first time Americans go or talk to someone who uses British English and they talk about their pants, the Brits tend to look at them like, are you really talking? I mean, there's more awareness of it now than there were 10, 15, 20 years ago. But if both sides are unaware, they're very awkward conversations that ensue. Yeah. But that's even the same language. You're talking about different languages.
Different language.
Yeah. Yes. But same written.
Yeah, same written song.
Yeah.
Because I read about they say like 100 years ago, not very long ago.
Right.
Like, well-educated Japanese, they can communicate with Chinese by only write the Chinese characters.
Sure.
So I'm not sure how now, but it did happen before.
Right. Yeah, before we started before we started recording, Eric and I were talking about Spring Festival, which is Westerners might call it Chinese New Year. And we were talking about the history of it, and Eric said it's only been around for 100 years.
It becomes like a official vacation.
Yeah, for only 100 years. And I started laughing because in an American mindset, 100 years is almost more than a third of our existence. But for Chinese history, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 year history, that's a very short period of time. So it's at the beginning just a very, very interesting and different viewpoint.
My understand.
Yeah, 100 years feels like forever for me. But okay, and French. When did you start learning French?
5-6 years ago.
Okay, why?
As a hobby. Because France used to be a very how do I say, very cultural country. They had great influence to Europe and to the world. So,
and some pretty good food.
oh yes,
Yeah, sorry, that's nothing to do with language.
If you can read a menu in a fancy French restaurant.
There you
that's
go.
how.
There you go. So 5 or 6 years ago, and are you still studying or using the language now?
Yeah, I still studying.
Okay. Are you taking classes, self-study?
In the beginning, I took the classes. I go to a school called l'Alliance Française.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Did the French government?
Yes.
Okay.
Sponsor.
Yeah, the Goethe Institute is like the German version of that. The British Council is the British version of that.
What's the British version of it?
The British Council.
The British Council.
Yeah. And they also
Spanish. They also have like.
They do this. Cervantes. Yeah. So there are different.
Yeah.
Actually, the Confucian Institute, I think, or Confucius Institute.
Yes, it's similar to.
And they're opening up more and more branches in many, many places around the world right now. Okay, so you took classes there, and what was that classroom context like?
I really like the way they conduct this class.
Yeah, well, why?
Because we have a lot of chance to actually speak this language. So, I mean, I still make a lot of mistakes in different languages.
Yeah.
But, but you still have so many chance to actually speaking. You're not fear of it anymore.
Okay. Yeah, it is about repetition, about making the mistakes so many times that you stop making them, I think.
You'll probably just keep making mistakes. But it's okay, I mean.
Some you will, some you won't.
Yes.
But if you never use the language, you never get over the mistakes part that you're always stuck in.
Yes.
Fear of making mistakes. How many people were in those classrooms?
A small class. In the beginning, maybe like 12 people.
Yeah, that is small.
And then some will quit because French is kind of difficult language for us.
Sure. So. How long were you in those classes?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your goal when you started to take the class? What did you want to do after a certain amount of time?
I learn language for general purpose, like reading, also like speaking.
Sure. So reading keeps coming up again and again and again, which makes me eternally happy because I am a reader too. What languages do you read in now?
I think I read a lot in English because it's like how do I say this? It's the standard language of the world, right? So many materials.
There's a lot published in the language, yeah.
Yes.
Do you read anything in Japanese or French now?
Yeah. I try to read Japanese and French news. It will help me to keep a sense of.
Where do you read it?
On the internet.
Yeah. But like a website, an app, a video with transcripts.
Japanese, for example, I read from NHK.
Okay.
French, it's like Le Figaro. Le Figaro.
I don't know any French, so you could say any pronunciation. I'd be like, that's great.
No, I mean, it's okay.
Oh,
it's about the R sound. I try to pretend a French accent here.
I think the R sound has so many issues in so many languages.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because even just, again, from British English to American English, the R sound, the rhotic R is a crazy component. And then going from English to any Northeast Asian language, the R and L are tricky. So let's put the R aside. Reading. Have you ever read any, I know you read like fiction and things like that in English. Do you read any of that in Japanese or French?
But for remain,
Do you read any fiction or any
fiction.
novels
Oh,
in Japanese or French?
French. Because I like the book, The Little Prince, very much.
Yeah.
So I try to read this in French, but it's still a little bit hard for me.
Okay, let's pause. Okay. So for any of these languages, English, Japanese, or French, coming from the Chinese language, what were the hardest parts to get used to?
Yeah, let me check. What is the hardest part? One is the tense, especially the past tense. I think we can notice I actually made that a lot.
That is actually
A lot
question
of
that I
mistakes.
had right here. Yep. Okay.
Because in Chinese language, we're not so emphasizing the tense. So, and also it connects to the conjugation of verbs.
Yeah.
English,
Yep.
French is actually worse.
Yeah, verb inflections is when you change the verb to show the time. I know English has verb inflections like walk, walked, will walk, walking.
Yeah.
I know French does that. Does Japanese do inflections or do they do time words like Chinese does?
I mean, they also have conjugation of the verb.
Okay, they do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
kind of mix of East and Western,
Really?
sort of.
Oh my God. Okay. So what, if you were to compare, well, let's think of a sentence. I walked to work yesterday. In English, I walked to work yesterday, walked. The ED is telling us it's past tense. How would you say that in French? I walked to work yesterday. For anything with a past tense verb, like I saw a movie last night or
Yes, I saw a movie.
Okay.
Yes, j'ai regardé un film hier soir. Yeah, this makes sense.
Okay. And so is it the verb, again, I have zero French in my brain.
J'ai vu un film. Damn.
I'm putting you totally on the spot. I apologize. So is it the verb tense in French that changed? Is it the verb that changed to show the time?
Yeah, of course, changed. Okay. Also, they have two different kind of past tense.
What?
One is like un parfait.
Okay.
Actually, more than two, but we use another one is passé composé. It's like if you finish the one action, it's like another one is if you.
Sure. I think.
Like I have done something and I
because we do have past perfect and past perfect continuous for different situations as well. Yeah. Okay. So in Chinese, how would you say I saw a movie last night?
You'd probably just say I see movie.
In Chinese.
Last night, yes. 我昨天看电影。我昨天看了电影。You add a small.
Okay, so I need to use a different sentence because I actually have time words in this sentence, which is cheating. So I need to take those away. So if we say, I saw that movie. In Chinese, how would you say that? I saw that.
我看了那个电影。
Oh. So is it the le that tells you it's past tense?
Yeah. But for us, the verb is only the 看.
But that's not past tense.
Yeah, it's not past tense.
Yeah.
Le for us, I mean, I'm not sure, but for me, it's like other verb, isn't it?
What? Really?
For me, I feel it's like...
No. Say this more because I'm struggling with le because it looks like it wears many hats. It looks like le can tell us many different things depending on the sentence that it's in, and that confuses me right now.
Yes.
But you're saying you think of it like another verb.
Yeah. It's not a part of the 看, the watch part. So when I speak in English,
Uh-huh.
generally, I don't have the sense like I need to conjugate the verb and like see becomes so.
Okay.
Because for me, it's like yesterday, sorry, last night, it's enough to tell.
Right.
It's action of the past.
Right.
So,
but in sentences like I saw that movie, there's no time words. The last night is gone. So it's I saw that movie.
Yes.
In English, all of the time is in that saw. But in Chinese, you're saying that time is in le.
Yeah.
See, when I first heard that Chinese, years and years ago, when Chinese and other languages, other Tamil languages had time words instead of inflections, I thought, oh, that's great. And I very immaturely thought that there would be one time word for past, a different time word for present, a different one for future, and I suppose we could have one for continuous. But I thought it'd be the same word every time. But it's not, is it?
Yeah, probably there are other...
It's more complicated than that.
Yeah. I mean, as a listener, you probably need to deal with the different... But when you speak, you can stick to... I mean, in the beginning phrase, you can...
Well, yeah, and when you're speaking, you're in a conversation, and there's other contextual things that will help.
Yes.
But the problem right now for me, if I make it very selfish, is that I'm seeing one sentence experiences. One sentence. With no context. And so it's really important that I understand where the time is. Once it gets to bigger things like paragraphs and conversations, then I think I'll be okay maneuvering it.
Yes.
Not necessarily in producing it correctly, but I think I'll be able to understand what people are saying.
Yes.
But right now, with one sentence, with the context in the grammar only, it's challenging. But it's part of the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can find out like subject, verb, object, remove them.
Yeah.
What left?
Exactly. Yeah. But right now, la is like a clown with many hats. And I'm trying to figure out what hat she's wearing in that sentence.
Well, what are the other hats like? Because now I have no idea.
What are the? I think there's a fair amount of what it does to verbs, not just with past tense.
Okay.
But I think it changes the time in different ways. And I can't answer you completely because I'm still confused on what it's doing. But when I'm looking at the explanations of sentences, and I see another hat that it's wearing, and I go, oh, another one. And I keep doing that. It's probably simpler than I think, but more complicated than somebody that grew up with the language thinks. Somewhere in between.
Yes.
Yeah. But okay, so far, Pleco, the dictionary that I use the most, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main things that it says that hats. We'll just stick with hats. So one of them is the completion of an action.
Yes.
In the past, but not necessarily. Oh, yeah, sure. How can it be completed if it's not in the past? What? Okay, anyway. The second one, that looks like present perfect or past perfect. The animal is to good. A change of situation or state. Here are the examples.
Which one changed?
Right here, these examples.
下雨了.
A change of situation or state.
Yeah. When we say it's raining, for us, 下雨了, it means it started to rain. It's
what
like
about...
it rained, but it's still raining.
This is very appropriate for today because it keeps starting and stopping as we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you say it rained?
下雨了. The same.
It's the same. So it continuing and it stopped is the same.
I think when we say 下雨了, it exactly means the change of the space. Like it was not raining before, but after this exact moment, it starts to. So it is raining now.
How do you say it stopped raining?
雨停了. The 雨停了. Rain stopped. Or you can say 不下雨了, not raining.
Which one's more common? More natural.
雨停了.
Okay. 雨停. Huh, okay.
Like stop.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 停 I got, but where's the rain in that sentence?
雨停了.
So I thought 下雨was, there's different words for rain. Okay. The point is, le has different things that, with the grammar explanation, aren't clear yet, but with frequent usage will become clear.
Yeah.
But I like that thinking of
Let's
it
discuss
as a verb.
this out of the...
Yeah.
It's
No, but it is a difference coming from both sides, from Chinese into languages that have verb inflections, and coming from languages like English that have a lot of time meaning in verbs to going to languages that have a more simple way to do it, but it's not as simple as it seems at first.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the verb tenses were a big problem. When you were learning Chinese as a child, I've heard that pinyin is used to help teach sound to children. Do you guys write the pinyin ever, or you're just looking at it?
In the beginning, we need to...
You do?
Yes.
So does that help in writing languages like English and French and the ones that use that alphabet?
It helps, but not that much. Just get familiar with Roman alphabet, and that's it.
Okay. Did it... Because coming from that alphabet to the Hanzi characters, I feel like I'm going from easy to incredibly difficult, but from boring to incredibly interesting looking. Like that's the process for me switching scripts. How did it feel going from the characters to the letters? Yeah. Not to pinyin, but to the English alphabet and the French alphabet. Did it feel like it was easier to write, easier to read?
I think it's easier to write. Yes. Because, for example, the Chinese calligraphy, if you want to write really beautiful Chinese characters, it takes a lot of time to practice it.
Yes. It's an art form.
Yes, art form.
Yeah.
But writing in English, I mean, writing the Roman alphabet, it's also an art form, but...
There is calligraphy with the English language as well. It's just beautiful. Is it easier to type in English, French, Japanese, or Chinese?
I think that's the reason pinyin become a very important part, because when we talk about the computer, now pinyin is maybe I can say only popular way to input the Chinese file. Of course, we have other different type of...
Sure.
Pinyin is most important.
Yeah. When I first moved to Taiwan in 2003, I kept trying to look at my coworkers as they were typing to see how they were typing. And they were using more of starting with the radical and then picking the character from there. And I didn't know enough about the language to understand what they were doing. It just looked very, very, very difficult to me. Is that method for typing still used?
There's another, because Taiwan, they probably use different systems.
Traditional,
different characters. We have some, one type called wubi. I'm not sure how to translate in English, but you have the idea. It's use different parts of the character to combine and to get a character.
Okay.
So in the early stages of the computer, actually a lot of people were asked to learn that way to input character, because they think that's a better way.
Right.
It's faster than the pinyin.
Yeah.
But now it becomes not so popular.
Which one do you use the most?
For me, it's the pinyin.
why is it easy? Because now having played with the radicals and the characters and the words, I'm trying to think why would it be
because it's A to Z on the keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
So pinyin use A to Z.
Mm-hmm.
It's very natural. But for those info system use the radical, you need to remember the relationship is like A presented like several radical, B represent.
So the keyboard itself, 214 radicals. You couldn't have a keyboard that big. That would be ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you?
If we invented the computer, maybe we will invent a certain kind of.
Still, really, I mean, as is 26 letters, that we know the size of a normal keyboard, right?
Yes.
So how did people start to, with that older method, how did people start to pick the radicals? You just had to know which button
for example, one alphabet, A, combined with several radical, B combined with other several radical.
So how long would it take to type one word?
You need to type like four alphabets.
Yeah.
And because the combination will limit the numbers of the characters.
Right.
So you will have a small group of characters to choose.
Wow.
But you need to memorize a lot of things.
You do, yeah. Whereas it's just a direct button, letter, button experience in letters that use the Roman alphabet.
Yeah. It probably will help you to learn how to write, but it's just hard.
I'm wondering, because I have seen some people on the subway with their phones where instead of using the pinyin or the traditional method, they'll start to say draw, but they'll start to write the character and it'll pop up and they can pick it.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is a keyboard that exists that has that little touchpad where people can draw and then pick. Does that exist?
Yeah. We have this kind of products.
With the computer keyboard.
No, not computer. It's like a pad. You have a...
Oh, no. But with the computer keyboard, so that people don't have to do the traditional method. They don't have to do the pinyin. They can still practice their writing skills. Because a lot of people say they're losing their writing skills with the characters. So what if there was... I keep thinking of crazy ideas as I'm learning the language. So what if there was a keyboard where instead of there being... where there's a space in the middle of the keyboard, sort of like a touch screen, small touch screen, where they can start tracing the character and then pick from the list.
Maybe.
If anybody wants to take off on that, just give me a little bit of credit. But I have heard a lot of people say that because of using the pinyin or because of using technology, that they've forgotten how to write some of the characters.
Yes.
So maybe if there was something pulled into the technology to keep them writing, maybe that would help. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm trying to solve that problem. I just think, for me, when I write them very, very badly, but when I'm writing them, it feels like a dance. It feels like my fingers dancing a little. When I'm typing the pinyin, that doesn't happen at all. It's more like walking.
Okay.
And walking's fun, but dancing's more fun.
But it's slow, don't you think?
Of course it is.
Yes.
But, yeah, that's the thing. I can't think in Chinese yet. So right now, me going slow is no problem.
Yeah.
But I do have experiences in English where if I'm thinking really fast, because I've typed for so long, I can type and keep up with my brain. So that would probably bug me if I got fluent in Chinese. Yeah, you're right. Oh, well.
This is the problem. That's why a lot of people talking about, the romanization of the Chinese language.
Yeah.
So why don't we just use pinyin or...
What do you think about that?
Not in my life, okay?
Would you want it?
No, I don't want it.
No, why?
I'm okay with it. I mean, yes, Chinese is a difficult language, but I handle it. And I can handle this situation.
There's so much.
Sometimes I'm thinking about who actually proposed this kind of a solution, like foreigners.
I don't know. I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
it not looking like it does.
I mean, maybe in the future, like one day, we, how do I say this? We'll become so reliant on the computer, on the keyboard, and people actually don't write a character anymore. That will make sense, but not now.
But it sounds like the pinyin input takes care of that, so we don't have to choose. Do you know what I mean? Like when you start typing in the pinyin and the characters come up, problem solved.
Yeah, but a lot of, at least now it will cause a lot of confusion. For example, do you still need the tones on the pinyin? Even with the tones, a lot of words, they have the same pronunciation.
Yes.
So if you only use the pinyin, it will cause the confusion.
Yeah. So, okay, why the street sign behind us is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Why don't they put tones on the pinyin?
I don't know.
Me neither. Because there's so many sounds that are repeated that it seems like you need the
for
tone.
Chinese, we don't need that. I mean, there's spelling, pinyin part.
Okay.
For foreigner, you probably just need this to communicate.
Okay.
Like Yunnan road, right? You just need to tell people like Yunnan or whatever the pronunciation you have.
Okay, but if the tones are so important, not telling people what they are.
It depends. I mean, if you pronounce it in a weird tone, probably people still understand
No,
it.
they don't.
Or you can spell it like a Y-U-N-N-A-N,
that doesn't work.
like in this way.
Nope. I'm sorry to say, the one thing that is very challenging living in China is that if your tones are wrong, people just they stop. They don't understand anything. If it's not exactly right, there's no communication.
We say it's like, you speak in English or you speak in Chinese? I think this is different. Because when you speak in English, you want...
I know what you mean. Did they think we're saying English? Is that it?
But also, a lot of people, they don't speak English.
Right.
So the hard part is the English part. It's not this part.
But that's not what I'm saying. When an English-speaking foreigner, which is not all foreigners, but when an English-speaking foreigner tries to speak in Chinese, but the tone is wrong or not really good.
Yes.
Instead of the person using the context to figure out which word it is, they'll just completely stop. And it's
actually this side, the below part, I think they don't think this is a pinyin. They think this is in English.
It's not English.
Yeah.
Who thinks that? Really?
Yep. Okay, road is English, right?
Okay, road is, you're right, yeah. And north and south.
Yunnan is, what's the other way to put Yunnan into English? The south of the cloud? You don't have idea, right? So it's just a certain kind of spelling.
Huh. No, you're making me think about this now. Because, they do have... I have to take a picture of the sign now that we're talking about it. I'll put the picture in my Instagram book so you can take a look at it. If you live in China, this is just a standard street sign. But if you don't, you probably want to see it. But yeah, because they have N for north and S for south. That's definitely in English, right?
Yeah.
And then they have Yunnan Road RD. So it's an abbreviation even, not even Lu. It's not.
Yeah.
So they've got Yunnan, which is the pinyin for the characters, for the sounds. But then they have road abbreviated in English.
Yes.
And then M for middle, which is definitely English. It's not Zhong, which is middle in Chinese in the wrong tone, because that's what I do. Yeah.
For example, in America, you decided to learn a street after some foreigner, maybe a Chinese, I don't know, maybe a French, or maybe some Native American. You probably will dismiss the accent mark on the alphabet. And
we can use Spanish as an example because they have some accents on some of their some of their letters have accents.
Yeah.
So there are, especially in California, there are some streets that have Spanish words as their street name.
Yeah.
And they'll have the accents.
They'll
have their alphabet. Yeah, because there's a lot of overlap between the English alphabet and the Spanish alphabet. They're both using the Roman alphabet. So they'll have that. But
I assume sometimes people will dismiss the accent or the tone, the marks on the...
No, they would have it in there because that's the alphabet. The thing is that I think the problem that we're encountering right now is that Pinyin's not an alphabet. It's a sound system, right?
Okay. For example, Chinese character. In Chinese, we call it Hanzi, right? But if you check the Wikipedia, the English Wikipedia is Hanzi or Chinese character. But let's say Hanzi, Hanzi.
Right.
They don't put the tone on it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because it's in English.
But they have keyboards. It's technology. You can import the Chinese tones.
Same for this. No?
Oh my God. So the street sounds are a mess is what we're deciding.
Well, let's say, what's the word? Confucius. It's not the pinyin, but it's a certain kind of spelling based on some dialect, Chinese dialect.
Okay.
Without the tone, right?
Okay. It's so complicated.
Okay, so my point is, when you look at this, you question about why don't they put the tones on it, because you see this as a pinyin. But for us, I think we think this is not. It's just part of the English sound.
But in school, you learn Pinyin to learn Chinese.
Yes.
But you still see that as English.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
What?
Pinyin is also kind of new things.
Yes, it is. Like 1950s, 1960s, yeah.
Chinese people learn Chinese for a long time without Pinyin.
That's true.
Right?
That's true, yeah.
Well, when I look at one character, I don't know how to pronounce it. I probably can ask a teacher. He knows. He will tell me like this is Yunnan.
Yeah.
This is just by mouth.
Right.
But it has its limitation, right?
Yeah.
Because you need to ask someone.
Right.
You cannot always. So Pinyin is something to help us to search the dictionary.
Right.
Like you can pronounce a character without the help of others, without the help of apps on the mobile phone, this kind of stuff.
So what you're saying is I need to interview people who learned Chinese before Pinyin. I really need to up my language skills to do that. Because that would be an interesting conversation to have, is to talk to people who learned, would they still be alive? People that learned Chinese before the Pinyin was there versus people that learned it after the Pinyin was there. That is a long time.
I learned Chinese before Pinyin, but sorry, not before Pinyin was there. It's before Pinyin was in my life. I mean, I learned 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
I have no idea what Pinyin is. I just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
So when did you learn Pinyin?
When I went to elementary school.
Okay. Still fairly early in your education, though. But I mean...
But back to that time, I can speak a lot of Chinese. Right. I can read a lot of Chinese.
Right.
So...
Just the characters themselves, not...
Yeah, not the Pinyin.
Right. Of course you wouldn't be reading in Pinyin. See, that's the problem. There's also... In people learning to read Chinese, there is this question we have of, is Pinyin making it easier or harder? Because we use it for a while and then we take it away. And there's that pain of it being gone. Whereas if we just started and had the pain at the beginning, if we just started with the characters and stayed with the characters, then would it be easier? I don't know the answer.
I don't know.
But I've
actually met a lot of people can speak very well in daily conversation.
Yeah.
And some of them, they they know about Pinyin, but some of them, they're really bad at Pinyin.
Yeah.
But they can speak.
Yeah. Well, I think what you said about the spoken form and the written form being very different
Yes.
is incredibly true.
Yeah.
It's true on some level for every language, but I think with language, with the script as complex as this, I think it's even more of a split between the two. Okay, let's wrap up by writing. Do you talk about writing? What languages do you write in?
Mostly in Chinese.
Have you ever written for communication purposes in Japanese, French, or English?
In Japanese, in English, I wrote a little bit for communication.
Sorry?
For communication, I could write a letter or on the instant message.
Sure. Yeah. Any form is fine. What would you say was the biggest adjustment coming from writing in Chinese in that platform, like instant messaging, for example? What is the biggest difference?
Choose the word. It's hard for me.
What do you mean? Not just typing it, but actually choosing.
Choose the word. Because the frequency of the usage of a word.
Right.
It's a lot of a dictionary, they won't tell you. So, in school, we learned a lot of big words, but you have no idea this is not happening in daily life.
Right.
But you will use it anyway. So it will make your phrase very strange.
A lot of textbooks, not just in English, but in many languages, a lot of language textbooks use words that aren't used that frequently, and they used old-fashioned words.
Okay.
And I don't know why this keeps happening. In 2018, I don't know why this still exists, but it's very true. Like, I've met a lot of people who speak in what I would think would be language we used in the 1970s, 1980s. It's not wrong. It's understandable, but it does kind of stand out like, that's like things my parents would be saying, not things that people say now. It's interesting, the frequency of language.
But do you think it is because the language nowadays changes too fast?
I wouldn't say too fast. Language always changes.
Yeah, but before we have internet, people, they live in a small tribe, a small community. So the communication, the exchange of the new words is not so fast. So it helps to reserve the...
I have a few theories. One of which is that when people make materials for language learning, they think of when they learn language.
Yes.
And that's already going back 20, 30 years.
Yes.
So they're in the language frequency clock. They're already going backwards.
Okay.
Right? And what they were taught was probably what their teacher was taught when they were a kid. So I think part of it is sort of like a language nostalgia or something, where they're picking up language from before because that's what they think should be taught first. The other thing is I think a lot of resources use other resources to start making their own materials. And so they're perpetuating the old-fashioned language in a new way. There are people that have started to use frequency in their course books.
Yes.
Thank goodness. They're based, there's also some really interesting websites in English that take giant bits of, like, for example, for newspapers, Brigham Young University, BYU in Utah, in the US, they are doing some very interesting things with used language, frequent language.
Okay.
And so they've got some different technologies that they use to make corpora. So basically giant lists of frequently used languages. For example, they'll take, I'm going to get geeky for a second, sorry. They'll take many, many newspapers and they'll literally count all of the words. And then they'll have a list of the top 100 frequent words. those kinds of things. So they'll take things from a certain medium. They have corpora from TV, from newspapers, from magazines, from academic articles, and they'll make lists of frequent words within those areas. And they have some for spoken English too. Oh, COCA, contemporary, something. Corpus of Contemporary American English.
Okay.
COCA.
Sure.
That's a giant list of, I believe that one's from television shows. It's a giant list of frequently used words. But this is still fairly new.
Yes.
And what happens in research doesn't always get into what happens in the classrooms. There's a huge disconnect there. But it exists, and it's starting to happen. But it's just, when does that go into the classroom? When does that become accessible for somebody who wants to start learning at home with a mobile phone? It's just, there's that. Anyway, sorry, I had to go. Because that's an exciting part of what could be language learning.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really happened yet. When you were learning Chinese for the first time, and you were a child, so I doubt you knew this, but the words that you were learning first, were they frequently used words?
Oh, it's the hard. So words I learned first, where they frequently used.
Did you hear them a lot outside of the class? Did you read them a lot in the things you were reading in school?
I think there's a difference because so it's a written language and the speaking language. It's yeah. So it's not always the case.
Why is it so different? Yeah. And then it gets complicated because the internet has, in English, fostered this non-spoken, non-written language. Like blogs and things are written in an informal manner, but not completely informal.
Yes.
They're in this in-between area.
Yes.
Does that exist in Chinese too?
I think so.
Huh. So what do we call that?
There's also a lot of slangs, right?
Yeah. But not, like in spoken language, you'll abbreviate some words, you'll have really quirky phrases or things like that. But in blogs, it's not completely like spoken, but it's not formal, like written. It's sort of in between both of them.
I think it depends on the style of the author.
That's true. Yeah, that's true too. But it's in English anyway, it's a much less formal way to write.
Yes. For example, a lot of authors, they come from traditional media, but they open their own blog. For them, it's a place they can write in a more casual way. So,
what do you mean by that?
For example, when you write an article for a newspaper or for a journal, it's
there's a layer of approval that needs to happen before it gets published, right?
And also you need to write in a very formal way.
Yeah.
It's not like you talk to someone. If you write like you talk.
Yeah.
But blog is like your own product. You have the liberty to choose the style. You can still write in a formal way.
Yeah.
But you can like lose it a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's very similar in English too. You can go back and forth on how formal and how casual you are within the same piece.
Yes.
So you're saying a lot of older people are writing blogs?
Old people?
Is that were you just saying a lot of older people are writing? No,
I mean, those people who work for the traditional media, like a newspaper.
Oh, okay. Are they still working for traditional media as their Vietnamese blogs, or they've finished being a journal?
I think it's possible for them to build those.
Really?
Yeah, of course. A blog is just a personal.
I know that, but in the West, we have ideas about how we're a little confused on how censored the media is in China.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're working as a journalist in China,
Mm-hmm.
coming from a Western mindset, I automatically think anything they do online would be watched.
Okay. I mean, even though, a blog is a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily connect to the work.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can write something like personal stuff,
Yeah.
or different topic.
Okay.
So
See that's really good to know because
I will still have a certain kind of liberty here.
Yeah, no, but these are things. You know how it is. The farther away countries are, the more you hear only the extreme news.
Uh-huh.
And yeah. So there's just I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get too political, but there are freedoms on the internet that people have that might surprise people from outside of China, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
Can they write about anything they want? And
probably not anything.
Okay.
I mean, it's not all happened in the US, right?
Yeah.
So there are red lines you cannot.
Mm-hmm. Even in the US, it's not as free as some people think. So it sounds like in China, it's more free. There's more freedom of expression than some people think. And in the US, there's less than some people would think. There's misconceptions on both sides, I think.
But you cannot only learn the knowledge of a far country from the media.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very true. And thank goodness for the internet for that, because now we have access to other things that can tell us about those